Hey, what's going on YouTube? Happy New Year. Just kind of wanted to do something a little new, have a little fun with it. And I wanted to do a Ironeye teammate tier list. So I kind of wanted to see what teammates are the best to run with Ironeye, but mainly just from like my experience in Depth 5 and like the high depths of Night Rain. Sometimes you can kind of already tell if this is going to be a good run or a bad run just off of who people are highlighting, right? So kind of wanted to actually put that on paper and see what the actual landscape is and, you know, how things look when you're about to jump into a Night Rain run. All right, let's start it off with Revenant. So this is an interesting one. You don't really see too many Revenants in the deeper night, at least like in the higher depths. She's like super squishy and the summons don't really do that much damage. But I feel like when we do get one, anybody's bold enough to run it, I feel like it should be all right. Like it really all depends on how good they are. It's no guarantees though. So I think I'm gonna throw this in B. We got this, maybe, right? Like I think maybe we got this. There's no guarantees, but a good chance that we come out on top. So put that in a B tier. Executor or executor, however you want to pronounce it. I have really bad feelings with this character. I don't know what happened because on paper, high damage, takes aggro, has an ult that can revive really well. So like on paper it should be at least an S or an A, right? On paper. But in my experience, Alt F4. If I load up and there's two executors, I don't even want to go through the run. Just end it now. I'll load back up and see what my chances are. And I really don't like Alt F4, and I really don't. I literally only Alt F4 for Augur, but if I see two executors, I'm just like, alright, I'm good. Which don't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense. Like, it should be an easy dub, but it never works out. It never works out that way. Alright, a Raider. I really like Raider as a teammate when I'm playing base game Elden Ring, Night Rain, but in the deep of night, they seem just as squishy as me, which is really bad for their playstyle because you would expect them to be able to at least tank a couple hits, knock enemies down, and don't get me started on their ult, which somehow is always in the path between me and the enemy, always. If I have like rapes while walking, all my rapes get blocked, my bows get blocked. So, and I usually have to like sit there and run around it to get to the enemy. But that's not even like the main issue. The main issue is that they just be down. So many times I find myself having to like res Raiders. So I'm gonna throw them in 3-bar bandits because if you got a Raider, then expect to be doing some resin. So Ironeye is interesting, right? Because I'm talking about Ironeye teammates for Ironeye, right? And if I queue up for Ironeye and somebody else highlights Ironeye, you would think I'd be like, oh yeah, we got this, because you know Ironeye is a great character, and if I'm running it, then you know I would have nothing but good things to say about them. But I'm actually gonna toss that in B tier. We got this a maybe, all right? It's like it really all depends if they're good at switching off roles, because if you got two Ironeyes, then somebody has to run melee. We're gonna need some DPS, and like I'm totally okay with taking that role also, but then that Ironeye that's not running melee, I gotta trust them to keep the mark up. And that's like really what my build is all focused around, is keeping the mark on. So it's always kind of hard to try to trust another Ironeye that is going to be able to handle that, or at least recognize that that's the game we're playing, and for them to sit in those shoes. But yeah, I'm gonna say we got this. Maybe it's a good chance we win, but if I have two Ironeyes, it really depends on who the third character is. Like, so our next person I'm going to talk about, if I have a Raider, let's talk that into S. I mean, I say Raider. If I have a Wilder, immediately to S. It's free dubs. If I load up and there's 2 Wilders, oh, I'm breezing through the game. I'm not even worried about nothing. Big chillin'. I don't know what it is, especially if they can parry. Oh my God, you hear that parry sound? That parry sound. Oh my God, this just brings nothing but good feelings. It's an easy dub. It's so easy, so free. We definitely need more Wilders out there. There's a lot of them, don't get me wrong, but we still need more. Definitely need more. All right. Guardian. Again, on paper, should be at least an A, right? On paper, takes aggro, blocks damage, has a full team res. You feel like you should not be able to go wrong if you got a Guardian on your team. And yet somehow, 3-bar bandit. I mean, I maybe throw him to B, maybe, but if I load up with 2 Guardians, I just know we're not doing any damage and we're in it for the long haul. It's gonna be one of the longest runs, 40, 50-minute runs, easily. All right, Recluse. I really like Recluse. I think, especially when the game first came out, Recluse and Ironeye, I felt like were like the best duo because everybody was running the Healster Relic and just having every kind of affinity that she needs for her cocktails used to make her like really OP. But I feel like in Deeper Night, being how squishy she is and how like one-dimensional like her character pretty much is, it's straight up long-range damage. There's not much else she's offering to the team, not even as like a support role, which you would think like a mage should be like pretty good at support, but it's literally she has to find some good spells and not even like Shattering Crystal is good with her obviously, but in Depth 5, it's not her best skill. Like I forget what it's called. The Stars of Ruin is probably the best one because she gets to be, she can stay as far away as possible and just doing damage. So if you don't have like a Stars of Ruin, it's gonna be like a little bit of a tough time. And again, she's squishy. If she gets hit, you're definitely gonna have to res her. But I still feel pretty good about getting a Recluse on my team. If I got a Recluse and almost everybody else with Ironeye, then I feel like it's a pretty balanced comp and we should be able to get the win. So I'm gonna put her in A. Night Lord Feld. I think that's like a pretty safe place to put her. Ooh, my baby Duchess. The Duchess is actually like one of the first characters I main in this game. She's so OP, but now people have like completely like mastered her. She is like unstoppable. Extreme damage. She survives really long. If you go down, she could pop her ult, go invisible, and actually full res you. So I feel really, really, really confident. She can run pretty much every build in the game. She can run swords, she can run daggers, spells. Obviously, she can be the shattering crystal crutch that you need to melt a boss. So easy dubs, I think, for her. We probably put her on S tier. Free dubs. All right, so now we get into the DLC characters. So I mean, obviously they haven't been out for too long, so their meta hasn't really been fully explored. But I think we've been able to see what they're really capable of and like how effective they can be if we're in the higher depths, right? So let's start with Undertaker. I love having an Undertaker because I know my ult essentially just got 2 hits. Instead of just 1 arrow, it's 2 hits, right? So if I use my ult, she's gonna use her ult. She does really good damage. If they know what they're doing and know that they can use the character skill plus ult ability to get like a full res, then she can also do a really good job at resing her teammates. So I really like her as a teammate, honestly. Especially with the new Balancer Relic combo, she can just be outputting a whole bunch of damage. So I'm gonna toss her into A tier. I think the run is gonna go pretty good if you have her on your squad. Not guaranteed, not 100% guaranteed, but I feel pretty confident, especially if there's 2 of them. Oh yeah, my ult just got 3 hits, right? So definitely somebody I'd like to see in the character select screen. Probably not my favorite character to see, but I feel pretty confident jumping into a run with an Undertaker or 2 on the team. And now Scholar. I think Scholar's gonna be the hardest one to judge, because I've had some free dub S tiers who's running like full throwing pot damage, and it's just throwing pot, jump fire pot, and like absolutely melting bosses. Like I have a run that I'm gonna upload later where one guy full cleared the Deathly Hollows like castle like at level 1, just running around. I'm sitting here, I'm like, this guy has to be cheating, but his relics look absolutely legit, and it's not the first time I've run into a Scholar that's playing like that. But also at the same time, because it's a new character, people just want to try him out, so you'll end up with a 3-bar bandit. Right, you end up somebody who doesn't really understand the character that well, doesn't have an optimized build, and it's just going down constantly. And you really have to work hard to make Scholar valuable, because he doesn't innately do a lot of damage. You're not gonna find a lot of arcane scaling weapons, so damage is like a gamble. And what he is good at, which is like supposedly buffing and debuffing enemies and buffing the characters and buffing his teammates, I can't say that I've run into that too much. Like there's definitely some Scholars who know the job and sit there, keep you at max stamina the whole time while keeping the enemies debuffed the whole time and popping their parry at the perfect time to stagger the boss so we can output some good damage. But I feel like it's few and far between for both of those. So I think I just gotta toss them into we got this, but maybe. It's really dependent on how that independent player is actually with Scholar. And again, it's a new character, so people just pick it just to try something new, and then you end up with just somebody who's not maximizing, right? So yeah, that was the tier list for Ironeye's teammates. If you agree, if you think I should move somebody up or down, or just have stories or thoughts on teammates that you run into in a deeper night with when you're running Ironeye, please leave it down in the comments. If you thought this was cool or funny and like to see more videos like this, please hit me with a like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I will definitely see you in the next video.